one of the very first people that I worked with many years ago. She had been in a grieving situation after, I'm going to put these, my quotes are up in the air, everybody. She accidentally killed her husband. Okay. They were very, very young. They got in a car wreck. He dies. She was driving. And for the next 22 years, she was in absolute hell of grieving. She had done every type of energy work. She owned a healing facility herself. We sat for about 45 minutes and she got up with the grieving entirely, utterly, totally, and completely dissolved and gone. And when she opened her eyes, she said, it's like I was under a spell and you just completely broke the spell. Like I just got born. Like what the hell? How? Okay. And so the name spell breaker has stuck ever since then. I help people break their spells. What is a spell? A spell. Now I'm going to go deep. You ready? You're breathing and you're in a place where you can just absorb like a sponge and see this, correct? Awesome. A spell is a combination of the event that's happening, the physical and or emotional pain that you experience in the moment, and the decisions and conclusions that you reach as a result of the event. You see, this is way beyond beliefs, yes? That's why it works. A spell is the combination of the event, the physical and or emotional pain that occurs in the event, and any and all mental decisions and conclusions that you reach as a result of the event. Every bit of that gets frozen in your four bodies. This does not have to make sense. Breathe and be curious. Your physical body, which is what you have up until now believed was your body. Your physical body, your emotional body, your mental body, and your universal body. And your universal body is what you have up until now believed was a universe out there. It ain't a universe and it ain't out there. It's your actual body. So just try that on for a moment. What if the universe that I thought was my body and the universe, what if the universe is my body? I mean, are you absolutely positive beyond the shadow of a doubt that that little skin bag wrapped around you is separating you from the rest of the universe? Really? Aren't you breathing in stardust from the entire universe and breathing out galaxies with every breath? If you weren't sitting there thinking what they told you in science was true, that it's one breath and it's a certain number of atoms of oxygen and hydrogen, who the fuck knows what oxygen is? I can promise you none of the scientists do. Well, it's a ratio of oxygen and hydrogen, nitrogen. It's very, yeah, what are those things? It's living energy blinking in and out of existence a septillion times per second. And it's your body. Would you be willing to entertain, just as we go and as you're breathing deeper, would you be willing to entertain the possibility that the universe is actually your body? Just kind of try it on and see. Kind of makes sense a little bit, doesn't it? Now, in my other work, I walk people through the process of becoming absolutely unmistakably positive beyond a shadow of a doubt that the universe is their body. There are people on this call that have been through this with me and know what I'm talking about. You just be open and curious and watch what happens. So, in the moments of trauma, an event occurs. A slap on your face from a loved one. Accidental kick from a friend. You're playing soccer and physical pain. And or emotional pain. Being yelled at, told you're wrong, told you're bad, told no. When there's something you really want and your parent won't listen. Reaching out to your parent for love or with love and finding them unable to meet you because of their pain. All of these are traumatic experiences. They get frozen in your four bodies, your physical body, your emotional body, your mental body, and your universal body. You look out at your life as an adult and you say, why do these bad things keep happening to me? They're not bad and they're not things and they're not happening to you. It's the reflection of the spells inside of you. You handle the spells inside of you and everything seemingly outside of you starts to work in your favor. It's kind of what you've been hearing in all the other self-help shit, that in my 46 years of investigation, I haven't seen a system that answers it as completely as what I am sharing and about to share with you. Much of what you learn out there in the spiritual teachings actually conflicts how the universe really works. And I've really wondered about that. Conspiracy, ignorance, intention, I don't know. But you're here to resolve it, right? So, if a spell is an event happened, you experience physical and or emotional pain, you reach decisions and conclusions about it, and it's now frozen in your being and in your bodies. What is it that got frozen? Everything's energy, right? That's our spiritual triumvirate. All is one, everything is energy, and you create your reality, right? Well, then, what are the spells created out of? Your energy became frozen. Your infinite power to create anything you could ever desire got frozen in the spells. Your energy became frozen as physical pain and emotional pain in your bodies. And until you go back and digest those energies and turn them back into your creative power, they're frozen as pains, emotions, and thoughts and beliefs and ideas and knowings and learnings. Now, I'm going to tell you what I see. I see a few people already right now who have begun to give me the smile of, okay, this is starting to connect some dots. Right? I see it. And you've been working on yourself a while. I see it. Okay? Well, you just wait and watch what happens. Imagine, everybody take a couple deep breaths here. We're staying very awake, very alert, very present. When we start getting into this deep shit, your mind says, I think I'm starting to get tired. I'm not sure I want to wake up from this nightmare. Let me just, this is exhausting. I'm going to take a little nap. I know. But check this out. Imagine you ate a meal when you were 3 years old. And I'm not saying it was good or bad. Maybe grandma made some, less than ideal pancakes or something. But you're 3 years old and you eat a meal and you don't digest it for some reason. Now it's frozen in your body. And today you're 30, 40, 50, 60 years young with that undigested meal in your body. Would that be helping you to have an undigested meal in your physical body? Now, let's assume you lived 30, 40, 50 years with that undigested meal at 3. Your body would be choking. You know what I'm saying? You'd be sliding some pancakes over here and some butter over there. You'd be trying to find, your body's putting it in fat cells and smear some of it over here in the connective tissue so you don't die from toxicity. Would you agree? What if you had 30 or 40 or 50 undigested physical meals in your body and somehow you lived? You'd be pretty fucked up. Well, I'm proposing to you that you have thousands of undigested experiences and pains, mental, physical, emotional pains, tangled up in your systems, undigested with the decisions you made and the conclusions you reached. And those are your spells. And someone comes to me and says, Brian, I've been grieving for 22 years over this, and nothing has been able to help me. And I say, let's breathe in this certain way. Let's start to digest those emotions. And I'll ask you a few questions about what happened. And I will invite you to look at what happened from a different perspective. And 40 minutes later, she gets up and it's completely, absolutely, utterly, totally done and digested, and it never affects her again. Someone tells me, oh, Brian, I have cancer. And I say, well, would you be interested in a different perspective of that? Let's start breathing and digesting what hasn't digested physically, emotionally, mentally. And they call me the next day and they say, dude, the tumors are completely gone. I don't know what the hell happened. Someone tells me I have scoliosis. I have 3 curves in my spine and I can barely breathe. And it's been this way since I was 12. And it's gotten to where I can barely breathe. And I'm sitting working with somebody else, spell breaking somebody else on another topic in a group call like this. And this lady's spine goes click, 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 and straightens out. She goes to the doctor. Oh, I just realized she's smiling at me. Hey, Erica. I just realized, oh my God, she's on every freaking call ever since then, if you can imagine. And she goes to the doctor, and the doctor says, well, we can't comment on that. we don't see those. We don't see, no. What? Go away, please. But I don't call myself a healer. I know a lot of you do. Call yourselves healers. I don't call myself a healer. Everybody is the healer. You're the creator of your reality. Hello. I don't call myself a healer. I help people wake up and unmake the spells. Now, over the course of years of doing this work, having now worked with hundreds of thousands of people, I have discovered some things. And I have distilled a message that I'm about to share with you called the 5 Spells from Hell that will be the most mind-blowing shit you ever heard. It is going to be. Now, make a bold, bold claim here. What I'm about to share with you will answer every human problem in a way that you probably didn't think was possible. This is the first and only thing I've ever seen in 46 years. I'm not saying I ain't special, y'all. I just came here to suffer more than most so that when I woke up, I would be ready to go all the way with this shit. However, I am also saying in 46 years of working on myself, this is the first and only thing I have ever seen that quite literally answers and resolves every human issue beyond any other approach to transformation I've ever seen. I will make a request to you, just in case any of you have, oh God, he's a cocky bastard, isn't he? You're misunderstanding me if that's what you hear. But listen to this. If you find something that answers every human issue, challenge, and problem, and I'm always putting problems in quotes. There are no problems. That's just misperceived stuff from spells. If you find something that works faster, deeper, more efficiently and effectively than what I'm presenting to you today, please share it with me as soon as possible. I'm here to help as many people as I can to step into their freedom as completely as they're willing to go. That's what I'm here for. I'm creating the world I want to live in. Okay, so as I get ready to go into the 5 spells, I'm just scrolling through. I really like scrolling through and seeing everybody's faces and tapping in. Some of you actually know that, as weird and woo as it may sound, I'm tapping in with everybody on this call every second. Anyway, some of you already knew that, right? What I'm about to share with you will answer every human issue, challenge, and problem more completely, more unmistakably than anything you've tried so far. I don't know about you, but that's good shit, right? I'll be excited about that. Let's do it, right? Get my 10,000 bucks out of this call. If you could just quit stalling and get to it, Brian. I'm not stalling. I'm just tapping. I'm looking at you and tapping into you. I'm so glad you're on with us today. Yes, I'm talking to you. No, not them. I'm talking to you. Uh-huh. So one thing for those of you that are dropping tears, I got news for you. Check this out. What if this time you didn't buy another batch of bullshit? I know you've been to, like, I know I've been to 100. You've probably been to 100 events that promised it, And then you got very excited and felt very great during the event. And afterwards, you were like, fuck, nothing changed. That doesn't have to happen here. Man, some of you are playing full out, aren't you? Holy crap. Okay, so now we know what spells are. We're going to look at what I call the 5 spells from hell. And the 5 spells from hell is my 46 years of very intense research, devotion, and fanaticism to changing my own life and helping other people. And the day that I woke up and realized that all is one, it quit being a mental idea to me. The day that I woke up and realized that all is one, January 3rd, 2011, around 10:30 in the morning, Pacific time. My awakening experience. My devotion, my prime focus in life is creating the world I want to live in by helping as many people as I can possibly to wake up as completely as they want to do. So this is where I'm coming from. All right. So slow down, get that breath going, and let your curiosity open up. This is going to be a very expansive image that I'm about to lay out for you. When you were a child and you experienced moments of physical and or emotional pain, and you took on spells, you took them on in your physical body, your mental body, your emotional body, and your universal body. Ever since then, what you think of as the universe, which is actually your universal body, forever mirrors to you your spells. What you have thought of as a universe is quite literally, and I mean this in the most literal definition possible, it is a mirror of everything you hold in your consciousness, true or false, your infinite unlimited awareness, and all of your programming, tangled up with the physical and emotional pains that you have not digested. Did you kind of get that? That's like the overarching, undergirding summary of summaries. Now, I find incredibly, amazingly, and so helpfully, they can be classed into 5 groups, 5 categories of spells. And these will answer, and you're going to understand yourself in the most profound way beyond what you thought possible here over these next minutes. So the first is not safe to be. The first spell from hell, not safe to be. And that is every time, every moment of your entire life, when you had the perception that you might be in danger. Now, you might not like what I'm about to say. I just say what ain't supposed to be said so I can help people. If I shied away from it, I wouldn't be able to help as much. There's a very real possibility that when I was in the womb, my mama might have stuck a coat hanger in there once or twice, thinking, I just can't do this. I got 2 little miserable assholes already. They're miserable. I'm miserable. I married this asshole fucking man. I don't want to have another kid with this guy. I can't do this. I can't do this to myself. I can't do this to this kid. And I sure as hell can't do it with this guy I'm married to. Any possibility your mom ever, forget the coat hanger, any possibility your mom ever thought that? Can you imagine being a baby inside of the womb and your mama, which is your source in a way, and in a way, as a baby in the womb, you can't tell what's you and mama. You can't tell what's your thoughts and mama's thoughts. You can't tell what's your sensations, your emotions, and mama's. And she thinks, I don't want this thing. You are instantly catapulted into the deepest, coldest hell. I'm not wanted. So that's a not safe to be. You might die. Maybe dad came home drunk and elbowed mom in the belly while she was pregnant by accident. Oops. Or pushed her down the stairs. Oops. Not safe to be. Maybe in the womb, You felt mom's upset as she and dad are screaming at each other. Ah, not safe to be. I could be dead. Maybe mom was in a war zone. Maybe mom was raised by parents who went through war. And everybody's in trauma. Maybe there's a little bit too much of that old time religion and people getting abused for having feelings and desires and shit. And you learn not safe to be. It's not safe for me to be here. It's not safe for me to exist. Would you say that you had in your first 14 years of life one or more moments where you could have perceived that you might die? You think? Maybe a bunch? Did someone ever come back to you and say, hey, I know you had these traumatic moments. Let me show you how to digest all that shit? No. So what I'm telling you, don't take my word for it, but right now, every single experience you ever had of mortal danger is stored inside of your body, and it's making you say and do all kind of crazy shit that you wonder why you said and did what you said and did. So first class, I see some nods, some people getting it here. So the first class of spells, not safe to be. The second class, not safe to be me. Now, you're going to notice as I do these, you're going to notice each spell is inside of the others. It's completely mind-blowing. Just watch what happens for you as you see this unfold and unravel. Not safe to be me. Here you were as a child. Let's say you're 5 years old. And your brother or sister says, hey, can I have a blank? Mom and dad say yes. You ask and they say no. Now, to you, you look at that as an adult, no big deal. But as a child, do you remember what you felt? It was absolutely, utterly, completely devastating. It's okay for them to exist, but not me. You're at school. Somebody tells a joke and everyone laughs. You tell a joke and they look at you like you have fucking leprosy. And you go, it's devastating. Someone in the class that gets straight A's and the teacher asks you a question and you stammer for 2 minutes. I'm never talking again as long as I fucking live. Or maybe you're the kid that got straight A's and the other kid beat the shit out of you for it. It's not safe to be me. Looks like it's okay for them to exist. But man, I think something wrong with me. I probably ought not even be here. Would you say that you have some not safe to be me? Do you pick some of those up in your life? Okay. You did. I promise you did. Third, not safe to be me desiring. Oh shit. It's wanting stuff that gets me in trouble. If I didn't need or want anything. Now, let me take you to the most simple view of this. You're 12 months old. You're laying in your crib. You're hungry. You're crying. You're hungry. You have a need, a desire to eat. It's real. And maybe you got a poopy diaper on too. And you're crying. Now, you didn't know, but dad and mom were out in the other room. They just got in an argument. Dad hit mom and storms off to the bar to go get laid. And mom walks in the room, hears you screaming, and she loves her baby, but she's just had one too many short nights of sleep and one too many being yelled at by that man. And she grabs you and she jerks you up, slings you on her titty, and you're drinking poison milk, baby. You figure you got a few hundred of those over the years? Not safe to be me desiring. Let me just not desire or need anything and I'll be fine. But you're a being of need and desire. You can't kill your desire. No matter how much the church and the school and the education system and your parents tried to kill your desire, they don't go anywhere. They go underground and then they come up in other less healthy ways. So not safe to be, not safe to be me, not safe to be me needing and desiring. That wouldn't fuck you up for the rest of your life, would it? But it gets worse. As a child, as you're maturing, you're starting to learn how to go and open the refrigerator to get something to eat. You're learning how to say, Dad, could I please have blank? Mom, can I blank? You're starting to express your desires and act on them. and you get hurt, yelled at, ridiculed, shamed, called a selfish little bastard. After all we did for you, and you learn not safe to be me, desiring, asking for, or acting on my desires. Did you have some of those? Or were you that child who every time you went to mom and dad's, Mom and Dad, could I please have? And they said, hang on, darling, before you ask, let us all gather the family together to sit in complete bliss and worship of your wonderfulness. Tell us everything you would like and how you'd like to have it, sweet darling, so that we can immediately swing into action, bringing you your every desire. Were you that one kid? Probably not. Okay, so take a deep breath with me. Get that chest up, get that head up. Let that breath move through you, in through your nose, down in your belly, and out. Actually digesting trauma and digesting spells every second since we started this call, and you didn't even know it. Digesting things, and you didn't even know it. And now you start to feel a little bit of relief, a little bit of space. Man, this 5 spells shit is kind of answering something. I can, maybe I'm not fucked up. Maybe there's nothing wrong with me. Maybe I am just carrying a ton of undigested traumatic experiences. And maybe that's why I've been saying and doing the shit I've been saying and doing. Maybe there's nothing wrong with me. And not only that, right now it's looking to me like on this call today, this answer is more complete than the answers I've been combing through on my self-help journey. I might not have fucked up this time. Maybe I'm actually moving into the preferred, and maybe I won't get in trouble this time for moving into what I desire and prefer. Wouldn't that be nice? So we back up a moment, take a wider view, and we look at this whole thing so far, and we're going to go into the 5th spell from hell. Not safe to be. Every time I ever had an experience that I could be hurt or killed. Not safe to be me. When I realized, look at all them tears. Yo, don't choke them tears back. That's why we're doing this. Those of you that are dropping tears right now, you are digesting trauma right this minute. You don't have to wait. If you're on with me, it's happening. If you're on with me and you're letting yourself breathe and be present, you're multiplying the speed and effectiveness of the results. I'm really glad to see those tears. I'm really glad that you are letting yourself do this, those of you that are. So every moment where you experienced that you weren't safe existing, that you could be hurt or die, was a not safe to be spell. Every time it looked to you like everybody else was okay, but you weren't, and it came with physical and or emotional pain, that was a not safe to be me spell. Every time that you had a desire or a need, and you ended up having the experience that it got you hurt or in trouble, that was a not safe to be me desiring spell. Every time that you were asking for what you want or need, or acting towards what you want or need, was a not safe to be me acting on or asking for my desire spell. And the 5th spell, in some ways the least fun of all, not safe to be me getting what I want. Because that's when they got you. Oh man, when you get what you want, that's when they can hold it over your head. That's when they can take it away from you. That's when they can tell you how you get to use it. That's when they can tell you, well, you have to share it with your brother. You know, you can have it, but you can't take it to your friend's house. I only wanted this shit so I could take it to my friend's house. What are you talking about? Now, scan through your life for a minute, if you will. Have you ever had the experience of not okay to get what I want? Not safe to get what I want? Can you scan through your memory and honestly tell me that you don't see some moments of, oh shit, let me not get what I want? Now, we're going to do a summary and we'll go even deeper here. What I've been talking about for a little while is spells. And I will tell you that I was under mountains of spells from 17 years of physical, mental, and emotional abuse 7 days a week for the first 17 years of my life. And I'm not complaining. I am so grateful that I created that because it has totally made me who I am. And the ability that I have to understand other people and help people now, I'm ecstatic all day, every day. I'm living my dream. No shit. And I've discovered some things that help people, and I've devoted myself to doing it. Well, Brian, you're also running a business. So fucking what? I decided to let what my mission is be the work that I do, to where I don't work anymore. I just help people. And we're on a mission to create the world. Me, Abigail, the whole team, we're on a mission to create the world we want to live in by helping people as much as we possibly can. And every person who dissolves and digests their spells and steps into sanity rises to the top of creating the world we actually all want to live in, instead of contributing to the hell by fighting out our 5 spells. Not safe to be, not safe to be me, not safe to be me desiring, not safe to be me acting or asking for my desires, and oh God, let me not get. Now, I will offer a challenge before we take the next step. Anybody here that would like to? I would like to scan the horizon of your life and see if you can find a spell that isn't included in those 5 spells from hell. Is there a human problem or challenge or issue that you couldn't solve through this understanding of the 5 spells? Is there a human problem that's not included? Because when you realize, those of you that are about to let yourself realize, you have found an answer. I didn't say the answer. There ain't nothing special about me. I just suffered enough that I found it. But take a good look now. Take a good look and see, don't these 5 spells literally answer every human problem, personal and planetary? And haven't you ever heard the phrase, what can one person do? Have you ever heard the phrase, be the change that you wish to see in the world? And you thought, I'm way too fucked up for that. I can't even get my shit straight in the morning. Well, I'm telling you firsthand, I went from being the most fucked up, miserable person on this planet, convinced that I was ruined beyond repair, to where I am every day, all day, creating the world that I desire to live in. So you can do it. If you decide you want to do it, you can do it. And you might be taking a step towards it right now. So these 5 spells: not safe to be, not safe to be me, not safe to be me desiring, not safe to be me acting on or asking for my desires, requesting, and not safe getting my desires met. There's no way that would mess up your life, right? Like that wouldn't guide all of your behavior. Who here, I'm gonna open the chat one more time. Who here has ever said something? Now wait, don't type yet. If you've ever said something and then wondered who said it or wished you hadn't, type in a 1. You've said something and been like, oh shit, who said that? Or I wish I hadn't said that. I think I got the chat open. Let me see. Do I? Yeah, it's open. Okay. So if you have ever, okay, you wish you could put that shit back in the bottle, right? And if you have ever done something and thought, why in the hell did I do that again? Put a 2. Beautiful. Thank you. So we'll put a cap on this summary, and then I'm going to go deeper. When you look at what we just covered here and uncovered, as a baby in the womb, and for those first several years of life, you were surrounded by people who were full of the 5 spells from hell and who taught them to you. They took it out on you. They tried to make sure that they helped you learn how to cope with life in this horrible place. But when you really look at it, if you check your breath, don't go leaning forward like that. You're gonna try to get in the next moment. You're gonna get in your head. It's not gonna do you any good. You don't need to escape right now. Breathe and let yourself digest this. So if you got the 5 spells from hell and you go out there and some gurus are telling you, well, the thing is to just be positive. How many times you heard that shit? How in the fuck can you be positive when you're choking on thousands of spells you haven't digested? Not to mention, positive and negative are artificial judgments in your mind. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to this next step, which is looking at solutions. How would you change this? Because if you're operating in the physical, trying to change something that's actually in your physical body, your mental body, your emotional body, and your universal body, how's that going to work? You go to a belief elimination expert and you work with him for 30 years. And you just keep pulling beliefs out. And you feel more and more positive every fucking minute. And then you realize nothing changed. I didn't say belief elimination never works. That's not what I said. But I've done plenty and you've done plenty, and here we are. So what would work? I'm going to show you why I do what I do, and then we're going to go into me doing it. So we all got the 5 spells from hell, and that's a fact. And they're all undigested emotion and physical pain, tangled up with these things, conclusions and decisions. They run our lives. And because, my friend, come, tune in. Because you are creating your reality, being that you are the creator of your reality, your endless creation is now filtered 24/7 through all of your spells. And it shows up as the things that happen. And being non-present, bound up in all those spells, you erroneously think, oh no, what's wrong? You erroneously look for fixes to problems that don't exist. You buy the how to dissolve the 472 money blocks. You ain't got no fucking money blocks. You got spells in your... Show me a money block, y'all. There aren't any. It's as simple as you have spells. You have mental and emotional energy, which is your creation frozen in emotional and physical pain that hasn't been digested. So the solution would be to digest the spells. But if you want to go try to be positive for another 30 or 40 years, just let me know how it works. Breath work, breathing techniques can extend your suffering indefinitely. But learning how to breathe in a way that digests the emotion and physical pain, digests the spells at the root. And that's the core of what I do, which is why I started with it.
All right, so if you want to watch a video where Brian takes you through his 5-layer breath process and the spell breaking process and how several other people have had transformations in their life around money, relationships, and health, check out that video right there. Or if you want to see an awesome spell breaking session with Brian where he tackles the topic of money and abundance and actually gets to the root cause and watch the transformation happen in the video, where they came for one reason but realized the actual root cause was something totally unexpected. Check that one out right there.